watching the most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. So, get comfy. Wait, let me turn my sound on. Get comfy, get your ramen noodles, get your cats with ya. Yeah, let's watch.
In April 2019, a YouTuber named Jason
Okay, why does this guy kind of look like Queso? I'm not gonna lie. He looks like Queso. Queso had a long beard. So
uploaded a video to his channel, Abbey Mountain Trekkers, in which he recorded footage of his solo overnight trip to the mountains. His channel is dedicated to all things outdoors, in which Jason frequently uploads videos of his adventures hiking, camping, and surviving in the woods. In this particular video, his hike up to the mountain is pretty uneventful, and as soon as he arrives at the campsite, Jason begins setting up his tent and shows his viewers how he...
Bro, what kind of tent is that? This is like some like Minecraft build type shit you're doing right there. You're going camping. When you go camping, oh my closet door. All you need is just like $100 Sierra tent. You don't need no sticks, no whatever this guy's building. He's really going for that. And when I went, if you go back into the video, it says he has 777 subscribers, and he's doing all that work. That's crazy, bro.
starts a fire as the sun begins to set. As he waits for the day to end, he tries his luck at spoon carving, and this is when he reports hearing a strange sound coming from the top of one of the mountains, but he writes it off as a bird or some other small animal and continues setting up for the night. At about 9 o'clock, he turns his camera off to go to bed, but less than an hour later, he wakes up to a strange sound that he says he's never heard before in his life. He mentions it sounded like some sort of guttural animal call, but because it came from pretty far away, he couldn't identify what it was.
Could be a fox. You know that foxes can like laugh. You know, like sometimes in the woods you can hear a like that's a fox. Like foxes can make noises that humans can make, or they can make noises that are eerie.
I'm still rattled. I've never heard anything like that in my life. It sounds like a mix between...
Bro, he even sounds like Queso. Sounded like a mix between them. He sounds like Queso. He looks like Queso. What if this is like Queso in another life?
almost like a pig. Some kind of... I'm not even... I hate to even say it, but a pig, an ape,
An ape. This dude looks like he's in like... looks like he's in Maine or something. What are you saying, an ape? This is not the San Diego Zoo, man. You're in the middle of the woods camping in like winter or something, and you're saying, I think it might be a pig or an ape. Like, what are you saying?
calls almost sounded like how the
Velociraptors. This guy's got to be on crack. Velociraptors died like how they went extinct however many years ago, and this guy thinks he heard a velociraptor. He's on drugs. I'm calling it.
communicate with each other on Jurassic Park. I've never heard anything like that in my life. Still shaken after the rude awakening, he tries to go back to bed, but just a few hours later at around 1 a.m., he wakes up again to what he describes as the sound of something or someone circling his tent.
You know, at this point, you should just leave. Pack your bags and leave. Go to a different campsite. Just book it, man. If I were camping and I heard strange noises more than once, that would be my cue to leave. Because, you know, coyotes, bears, bobcats, that shit exists. And it's gonna suck when you're butt naked in your tent and the mosquitoes are biting you. And then there's just like a coyote circling your tent going, "Ow!" trying to get in and bite your feet off. You know, it's not fun.
Find the perfect voiceover for every
Bro,
story from a range of professional
shut
voice
up.
artists.
I don't need no voiceover stories. I don't make stories. I'm not freaking like, I don't know, Stephen King.
Whatever it is, it's close.
Just leave, bro. Just leave.
Hear that? Whatever it is, it sounded like there was 2 or 3 of them. started on the other side of my camp. Went around my perimeter.
It's probably a coyote. A coyote, wolf, depending what type of woods he's in, it could be a catamount or like a bobcat, one of the two. But I think he's somewhere in like Northeast America, maybe like. So I'm assuming it's like a coyote of some sorts. Could be coyote. I don't know, man.
If you look closely at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you can see the reflection of what appears to be one or two sets of eyes as he pans his flash.
Bro, I saw that. I was gonna mention it, but I'm like, oh, it's just the reflection of his flashlight on like something from his camp, like a pot. Like maybe he set up a pot to make ramen noodles, and that was like the flashlight. What's it called? The reflection of the beam of his flashlight. Man, I cannot speak today. Okay, carry on.
Flashlight over them. Although there are
Yeah, that right there. Right there. I thought that was just like his camera lens or something, making that.
With eyes that reflect light at night, based on the fiery white color of the reflection, it's very likely that Jason was being observed by wolves or coyotes.
See what I told you guys, wolves or coyote? I was right. I didn't even need to watch this video because I was right. Coyote, wolves, bobcats, all of that.
Dog's eyes will also give off a white reflection, but considering that it was around 1 a.m. when this happened, it's unlikely that a dog would be walking around in the mountains so close to his campsite. Coyote and wolf attacks on humans are rare, as both species tend to avoid human contact, but they can still become very aggressive if they feel threatened, especially if they have pups nearby. If this were the case, Jason would be in grave danger, but chillingly, he doesn't even seem to notice the eyes watching him as he scans the area with his flashlight. Luckily, he went back to his tent and slept safely through the night. When he woke up the next morning, he recorded another update for his viewers, but he never mentioned the eyes that his camera had captured the night before, suggesting he might have never noticed. After this video, there were no additional updates on the incident. In 2021, YouTuber...
Okay, new guy. Looks like he's in the Australian outback, mate. We're gonna go fight some kangaroos, oi? Did you guys like my Australian accent?
Matt Field spent the night in a dark cave in the middle of nowhere in Australia after his friend told him about an unsettling experience he had in that cave and dared him to spend the night there alone. Matt's channel is a bit more extreme than other outdoor exploration channels, and his videos often...
1.5 million subscribers? Bro, that's crazy. Buckle up, we're going on an adventure, okay.
Feature him leaving civilization behind and going to remote locations for days, living only off the fish he catches and the animals he hunts. In the video, he mentions that he didn't bring any water to the trip, hoping to find water to drink in the cave. After about 4 hours of walking, he finally finds the cave and climbs down the man-made ladder inside. Venturing deeper inside the cave, Matt crawls into the different holes he finds to see if any...
Now, do you know what spelunkophobia is? Spelunkophobia is when you have a fear of going into caves. Now, this is so stupid. There was literally an incident where a guy got stuck in one of those like cave little cavern things, but he was upside down. So he was upside down and he just died in there, and there's like a whole memorial for him. There's so many countless videos of people getting stuck in caves because they're like, oh, I'm gonna fit, and then they go a little too deep, and then they realize that their booty's too fat, and then they can't fit, or their hair gets caught on like a stalagmite or something, and then they die. They just die. Like, why the fuck do people go into caves? It's so stupid.
of them lead anywhere. Around this time,
why would you go in there? Like, you could easily get stuck.
He started hearing a couple of rocks falling near the entrance and the sound of some sort of animal walking around. At one point in the video, he mentions he feels like he's being watched, and things get a little more disturbing at around 11 p.m. when he begins to eat his baked beans for dinner. That is beautiful. Baked beans.
Baked beans? Those baked beans are horrid,
In a haunted cave. Oh my god. That was...
You're crazy, mate.
Sound. That is the sound. Did you hear that?
No.
Look at my arms. I got full...
All I see is tattoos, bro.
Goosebumps. It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that.
I was just about to say wind, but yeah, that makes sense. Wind can't move chains. Unless it was like Hurricane Katrina or some shit like that.
Holy. When Matt recorded this video, it wasn't a windy night at all, and the fact that the chain is moving can only mean that there's someone or something down there with him. That chain moved just then. It is 100% now. I heard it before. I'm 100% certain it's the chain that I walked in, that you climbed down into this cave on. It's moving. Now, you can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even fork up. Holy. Oh, God.
Now I heard that. Now that is your sign to book it and leave. Pack your bags up and leave.
Oh, you must have heard that just then. Look at my arms, dude. Oh, this. Okay. Well, I've got my backpack back on, and I'm booting on out of here.
Finally, somebody who actually leaves. I keep on seeing these videos, and like the people in these videos, they literally just, they stay through the night. For some reason, all these ghosts, coyotes, all that stuff, it don't scare them, But this guy, he's smart. He's booking it out of there.
I just heard a sound. It's not normal. It's definitely not a normal sound, and I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours after I checked in with you guys, so it would be around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and that sound was not normal.
You know what it could have been? It could have been like a little bit of an avalanche, because sometimes caves. So since he was in like a cave, sometimes caves cave in, and maybe the cave was caving in, and like the debris and stuff was falling from the cave roof, and it was probably hitting against the chain ladder, or it was like falling or something. Cause you know how like on the side of the highway they have those signs that are like, oh, rocks may fall, and sometimes you see like those giant big boulders like on the side of the road. Maybe that was that. Maybe it was like tiny little pieces of rock that were falling from the sides and the roof of the cave, and they were just falling down and hitting against the base of the cave and making that noise.
I'm getting out of here.
Smart.
After the creepy noises subside, he changes his mind about leaving the cave and decides to spend the rest of the night near the entrance. A couple of hours later, he reported hearing hissing sounds that sounded like human voices, but after
hissing sounds could have been a snake. You're in the cave. They have cave snakes, rattlesnakes. Rattlesnakes lives in caves.
walking around the cave, he couldn't find anything that could be making those noises. Aside from big animals, the worst thing that could have happened to Matt is to have come across a hostile squatter living in the cave. Although it's unclear why anyone.
Mole people. I'm joking, guys. There's no such thing as mole people. Or is there?
Want to live down there. Fortunately, he made his way out of the cave safely as soon as the sun rose, and never went back to that cave.
He is somewhere in the outback of Australia, so maybe it could have been tarantula, snake, spider, one of those sorts. It could have been something like that.
Cave again.
Grafana gets your characters moving in seconds.
Sure.
Here's how. Simply type in the
Here's
motion.
how. Shut up.
Rhodey is a channel dedicated to.
I don't want to watch this no more, guys, because all these videos are exactly the same. It's always some dude or some woman going out in the woods camping, and it's always they either hear a weird noise or they see something weird. They always stay because for the content, and they stay. And instead of being like a Billy Badass, like investigating it, actually seeing something, they just stay put. You can faintly hear something in the background, and then they leave. I'm done with this, guys. I'm done.